Hey there and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing the 3 for 3 tag. This has been going around for some time now, so a couple of you have asked me to do it and I've talked about it with some other YouTubers as well. If you haven't done this tag already and you want to, feel free. I tag all of you, and if you're just commenting and you don't make videos, you can let me know your answers or however many answers you want in the comments below. So yeah, let's get started. I tried to choose, these aren't my favorite notes by any means because there's so many notes I enjoy, and I also tried to change up the particular fragrances I used for each note so that you guys can kind of see that note in a lot more types of variety. So the first one I will talk about is Violet. And this one, the first perfume, Violet is my favorite note though, above all others. If I really had to choose one note, I would choose Violet. So the first one's actually a fragrance I hauled pretty recently for my birthday, and I love this. This is True Lust by Etat Libre, and this one was really interesting because if you watched that first impressions haul unboxing video, at first I was kind of taken aback and I didn't like it, or I didn't think I would like it as much, and then even just throughout that video it settles on my skin, and I wore it for the rest of the day that day and I was obsessed. I kept smelling my arm and it just developed so beautifully. I am now obsessed with this. It is totally up my alley. There's a million notes in this. It's definitely not just like a pure violet by any means, but the violet just brings like another level of powdery, warm florals to this, and it is an absolutely beautiful fragrance. This fragrance is another one that I kind of feel like slowly but surely might start to become the fragrance that I kind of most associate with smelling like me, because it just developed in the most beautiful way. And again, there's so many different notes in this. It's a really, really long list. So definitely take a look or watch that video that I have where I unbox this, because I read out all the notes and it's just really, really stunning. And this is just a 30 ml, so I definitely might pick up a larger size when I've gone through this. Then the second one for Violet, I think comes as no surprise. It's Insolence Eau de Toilette by Guerlain. And this one is, oh my god, it's one of my favorites. I will probably continue to have this in my collection always, I think. I would like to try the Eau de Parfum, and I've heard from a couple of you that you have, but I've only ever tried and owned the Eau de Toilette, and it's a beautiful, beautiful candied, sweet violet. This smells very much like those Violetta candies or like hard violet candies that you can get. It's just so beautiful and powdery and very, very, very sweet, and oh my god, a stunning violet. Guerlain does a really, really beautiful violet, and this is no exception. This is stunning. You do have to really like violet. I will say True Lust, there's a lot more of a combination, and so I wanted to show you kind of both versions, but Insolence is beautiful, and it's a very true candied violet, and it's stunning. And then finally, to show you kind of more of a fresher, more airy violet, I chose Bal D'Afrique, which I've spoken about time and time again as well. This one has a lot, yeah, more of a fresher, fresh floral violet, and it does have like elements of that powderiness to it, because violet is just a flower that has a powderiness to its scent, which is what I love, because I love powdery scents and I love floral scents. But this one, just from all the other notes and the composition, just makes it a little more airy. It's a little more complex. I would say this and True Lust are more complex, and Insolence is not simple, but it's a lot more pure of a violet scent. This one is, you know, combined with a bunch of other florals and some citrus. It's stunning though. This right now, because I've had it in my collection a lot longer than True Lust, this for a very, very long time, and even now is a fragrance that I really just associate with myself, and it makes me feel like me, and it makes me feel, I don't know, really, really happy when I wear it. So that is my third violet pick. Then for my second note, I chose Orange Blossom. This was hard because I was going through Orange Blossom or Almond or Pistachio. There were so many. Rose, I couldn't pick. But finally, Orange Blossom is a note that I have in so many of my fragrances. So the first one I had to choose was Classique Eau de Toilette by Jean-Paul Gaultier. And this one, I'll just spray. Yeah, it's I mean, Orange Blossom, Jean-Paul Gaultier does a really, really good job with Orange Blossom. I'm sure many of you have smelled this or the different variations, the Eau de Parfum and God knows how many others. But this is a really beautiful, sensual, sexy, feminine Orange Blossom. I've only ever owned the Eau de Toilette. I have smelled the Eau de Parfum, but it's really, really beautiful. And I don't know, it's just warm. It's a really warm, sexy, feminine Orange Blossom, and I love this. And I think if you don't own this and you adore Orange Blossom, definitely get your hands on this. This is really, really nice. I think this is the 50 ml. Yeah, this is the 50 ml bottle. I love it, and I feel like you could wear this year round, but this would be a really nice date perfume too, because it's just very, I don't know, alluring, I would say. Then my second Orange Blossom pick is actually Prada Candy Kiss. And this one's a very powdery, lipsticky Orange Blossom. There are other notes in this that kind of add that more lipsticky note to it, but I've said before on my channel that Prada Candy Kiss is my favorite of the candy line. I haven't tried all of them, but till now, this is my favorite and the only one I've actually purchased to own. It's really beautiful. This one is a little bit lighter. It's a little bit lipstickier than the Classique. That one's a lot more sensual and warm, and this one is warm, but it's kind of more of like a powdery, lipsticky Orange Blossom, and it's beautiful. It's stunning. I really, really like this one. And then finally, the third one for Orange Blossom is Almond Harmony by House of Oud. This one combines it with almond, obviously, and almond and Orange Blossom go beautifully together. I think Ellie Saab, Girl of Now, and all the other ones in the collection of Girl of Now kind of proved that, but there's a lot of fragrances that combine almond and Orange Blossom, and I love that combination. This is a very sweet, almondy Orange Blossom, kind of sickly, sweet, marzipan, woody, really, really nice fragrance. I love this. If you don't like sweet fragrances, you will not like this because it is a very sweet Orange Blossom because of that almond and the other notes. It's just, yeah, it's definitely very, very sweet. You can choke yourself out with this one if you overspray, but it's stunning and the bottle is beautiful. I really do like House of Oud, and yeah, I'm so happy with this one. And it's a different type of Orange Blossom, obviously, compared to the others, but I really like it. And then finally, I chose Bergamot, and Bergamot is my favorite citrus note. I do like some citrus fragrances. I think they're really nice for summer. I think they're beautiful when they're combined with florals. And yeah, so again, I chose 3 different types of fragrances that showcase Bergamot. And the first one is actually one I don't really hear anyone talking about, and I think is beautiful. I picked this up, Agua de Colonia, Antiga. I picked it up in Portugal, but I checked online and you can buy it online. So if I find somewhere that is selling it and it's currently in stock, I will link it in the description box below. But yeah, this is just an eau de cologne and it's a splash bottle, unfortunately. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but it's so stunning. It is, I'm a huge fan of these eau de colognes that, you know, every country in Europe kind of has their own. Many countries make them, but this one is just such a fresh, citrusy, I don't know, like very obviously unisex, but almost, I don't know, some part of it kind of reminds me of like shaving cream. Yeah, I really love this. It kind of really brings Bergamot to the forefront. It really showcases it. It's a very strong note within this eau de cologne and this fragrance. I really like this one. I think it's beautiful for spring and summer. I think it's beautiful to wear whenever you're in high heat. If it was like a spray bottle, I would say it'd be good to kind of take with you, but it's hard to use on the go. when it's just this splash bottle, unfortunately, but I think it's beautiful for the beach. I think it's just such a nice fragrance, and I don't hear anyone talking about this. And part of what I really like these kinds of videos is when people introduce me to fragrances I haven't heard from or I haven't heard about. So definitely check this out. It's really, really beautiful and I recommend it. Then my second bergamot is from Acqua di Parma, Colonia, Essenza. And this one, oh, it's so stunning. This is, again, I think just maybe it's unisex or marketed towards men, but I think it's unisex. This one's even more shaving creamy, like it's much more of a barbershop fragrance than even the Agua de Colonia. And yeah, it definitely has bergamot at the forefront of this as well. This one also does really, really great in heat. Bergamot in general is really great for spring and summer, and it just kind of freshens everything up in a more interesting and nuanced and, in my opinion, beautiful way than lemon or orange. And yeah, it's stunning. It's really, really nice. I have the Acqua di Parma Colonia as well, but between the two, I prefer the Colonia Essenza. It's a little better blended and a little bit more barbershop-y, and I love it. And then finally, I wanted to choose a fragrance that kind of showcases how bergamot can be used to enhance a fragrance without it being at the forefront. And this is Olynpea Aqua by Paco Rabanne. And this one has bergamot in the opening. It definitely has like the ginger flower and a bunch of, yeah, it has like salted caramel and a bunch of other notes in it that make it a very sweet floral. It's a very sexy scent as well. I think it's very feminine and sexy, but the Aqua has, Olynpea Aqua also has bergamot in the opening, and it just freshens it up. It makes it a little bit, in my opinion, easier to wear. And yeah, I really, really like this fragrance. I hear a lot of people talking about Olynpea, but Olynpea Aqua doesn't get that same kind of love. And honestly, I love it. And I only own Olynpea Aqua. I don't actually own the original Olynpea, and I'm really happy with this. And I do have I have two backups of this actually, because it's getting discontinued from what I heard. So if you can and you're interested, definitely pick it up. So yeah, those were my 3 for 3. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.